Hello everybody, this is Purge, bringing you guys the next set of, or the next game, sorry, of Grats.Tho versus Dark Falco stack. We are in the losers bracket finals with the Dota 2 Plantronics Gamecom.Plantronics, whichever way it goes. Dota 2 tournament. Top prize $2,000. Second place prize $1,000 and third place $500. So one of these teams is going to go home with only $500. Still not bad though for a little bit of online tournament. I don't think they had to play too many games to get here, so and the competition was just for North American teams, so pretty easy money in a lot of ways, actually, if you think about it, for North American teams to sign up here. So game one, Grats.Tho took the win pretty easily. Easily is not the right descriptor, but they played very well. They got a lot of good kills on the mid TA, and he never really got snowbally, and that really shut them down quite a bit. Tiny even went for a Blink Dagger and played pretty solid there. Their lanes were also more effective. The Darkseer, I mean, basically what happened was Dark Falco stack lost 2 lanes. They lost their safe lane Darkseer. He didn't farm very well. And their long lane was versus a Clinks, and that was a... I don't even remember. Somebody was versus a Clinks. So they basically lost at least 2 of their lanes. And Clinks never died either, so he was a pretty safe guy. Hard to kill that hero, so... Understandable that Grats.Tho ended up taking the win. So first round banning. Dark Falco stack goes for the Caudal and the Darkseer. See a lifesteal as well as the Magnus banned out in first round. That means first pick is a Bat Rider here. We haven't seen too much. We saw him long lane in the first Dignitas game, but we'll see him again here. And then Nyx Assassin and a Shadow Demon now on Grats.Tho. So that is the same hero they used in the previous game. They used Nyx Assassin for sure. I don't believe... Did they have the Shadow Demon? I think they went Shadow Demon, Caudal, Nyx was their tri-lane. Yes, it was. That was it. So same heroes so far for Grats.Tho. They had these heroes last game. They could play support Nyx, and they could play support... Well, they will play support Shadow Demon. We will not be seeing that hero mid. Or in a carry role, believe it or not. Shadow Demon, not good carry. Turns out. Very, very good support, though. 2 more picks to go for Dark Falco here. Got a mid and or an off lane for the Bat Rider. They're very capable players on their team. Can definitely handle that hero. And a minute left to make their decisions. They're taking some time. But these 2 picks are very, very crucial. Arguably, the first 5 picks are just so huge. First pick is not the most loved, but I love the picks 2 and 3. I think second pick actually is a much higher statistical advantage over first pick, actually, because I think not only do you get last pick, but you also get the second and third, which I would argue out of a pool that only has 2 bans in the first round is very, very useful. 3-4 is not bad, though, in terms of the picks. They can complement their allies nicely. Probably pick up at least 1 support here. And maybe something like Rubik, perhaps. They used Rubik last game versus the Nyx. It didn't work out so hot, though. Maybe they'll try something different. Rubik's pretty squishy, but I think largely it was just their lane setups were not so hot. And that's one thing that I really noticed about Darkseer. Despite being a great long laner, he is vulnerable against some matchups, and that includes Clinks or also Nyx Assassins. So in some ways... Darkseer does, I feel like, opens up your team for a lot of vulnerabilities. Like you can lose a lane because they counterpicked your Darkseer. So maybe one bad thing about the hero, although he is still worth banning out in that sense. But at least in the past month or so, I've lost a couple games playing as Darkseer just because of the lane counter was so hard. So there's things you can do to get around that, of course, and obviously play skill matters a lot. But at the tip-top levels of play that we're seeing here, a simple hero matchup can make a huge difference against how well your Darkseer does. So, Chen Rubik is the picks for Dark Falco. It's going to be a jungling Chen. Did I say Chen Rubik? Yes, I did. I think Rubik support. Bat Rider mid and or long lane. But Chen jungle, of course. They'll give them good pushing. They may go more passive this game, perhaps. And as long as they have some good sentry wards up. That was another thing, actually, that Grats.Tho did fantastic. No, I'm sorry. That was Dark Falco stack last game. They had great detection coverage. But it actually was not enough in the last game, unfortunately for them. Clinks picked up again, actually, by Grats.Tho. They drafted the hero last game. They're going to do it again. Maybe Clinks is going to aim towards first pick material. It certainly is when you play against Empires, Funnick, and the rest of his lineup. But they're drafting him again, and he does counter Chen. So that's one thing to point out. You can use your Clinks ulti on the Chen creeps. The cool thing is that Chen naturally increases the HP of his creeps just by using his Holy Persuasion ability, which is his creep controlling ability. Increases their HP, which means that when Clinks finally uses his ulti does more HP health gain and more damage gain based on that percentage base. And it's not that much. mean, even if we're talking about a 300 HP increase at maximum, that's still pretty huge. That's like 80, 160, 240 extra HP, and the damage gain would be 8% of that, which is 8, 16, 24. So 24 extra HP and 240, yeah, 240 extra HP. Pretty good, actually. Not bad. Not bad at all. Second round banning, we see a Luna ban, a Puck ban, a Quap ban. A lot of good mids versus Batrider, at least survivable mids. Queen of Pain can blink. Puck can orb and phase away from the Batrider if he gets in a lot of trouble. And yeah, Luna, pretty common carry pick. Very good pushing. This is what Grats.Tho is scared of because Chen, like we said, good pushing here. We saw Dignitas use it in that way. If you have a very good pushing carry, like Luna or Gyro, and you have good pushing heroes, you can just hit 6 and start pushing. So a lot of what the Chinese teams are actually doing. Luna's scary at 6 because she has her Eclipse, which does up to I don't know, like 450, 900 magic damage at level 6 to a single target. That's insanely good damage. If he has no creeps around, he can get nuked down quite easily. Not to mention you put that on top of Luna's passive. Passive aura gives a lot of damage to ranged heroes, or well, to all heroes, but Chen's a ranged hero. If you can tank with the creeps and all of your heroes do plus 20 damage, you take towers down very, very fast if you're right-clicking it with everybody. Undying, the last ban from Dark Falco. They do not want to deal with a tri-lane, especially since they'll have a Chen jungle. They could get shut down a little bit there, unless they get really lucky and score a lot of wildkins. So no Undying drafted, but one more ban from Grats.Tho, and Dark Falco stack gets the last couple picks. Question from chat: when were these games originally played? It was not yesterday. It was within the last week, though, I believe. I am pretty sure the losers bracket final. This is the losers bracket final. Was played last Thursday. I do not know when the winners bracket match was played. Possibly Friday, Saturday, something like that would be my assumption. Beastmaster, the last ban from Grats.Tho, and a Lone Druid somehow making it all the way to second round. A hero that at some parts of this tournament so far has been banned first round. So Lone Druid, second round pick. We saw Dignitas using a will. Is it going to be Armlet Maelstrom? Damn, that build is so good, though. The armor and the regen, plus the very healthy damage and the solid attack speed. Such a cool build. Bugged? Don't know. I don't know if it works that way in Dota 1, but very, very cool build.
10 seconds remaining.
Waiting for the last pick from Grats.Tho, though. Fourth hero pick. Klink's not the best hero against Lone Druid, I'd like to point out. Until he gets a crit, he doesn't hit him that hard, assuming Lone Druid is in melee form. So he's very tanky there. Pretty resistant to physical damage. Solid armor. Tranquil Boots helps for the first 2 hits or so. But generally very survivable against a hero like Klinks. Klinks is going to have to be aiming for heroes like Rubik. Possibly Chen if he has not enough creeps around. But Klinks might have a tougher time this game than the previous, I think. And we all know that Dark Falco's push lineup right now is looking really strong. I mean, they have a Bear, they have Rubik to steal any good stuff that Grats.Tho throws off, and Chen on top of that means if they do Lone Druid, Rubik, Chen, tri-lane, we're going to see that tier 1 tower die very, very fast, especially if Grats.Tho's long lane is a hero like Klinks. Now, Klinks can pull the creep wave past pretty easily and go invis if he gets dived on, but if he is contested away from the tower dies immediately, or if he ever leaves his lane, or if he ever gets killed by a sentry or something, who knows. Could be very easy kills. Now, to combat this, Grats.Tho is going to be going for a really strong tri-lane. They start off with a Shadow Demon, and they're going to have a lean on top of that. So that means they're going to have a guaranteed stun, essentially, with Disruption into Light Strike Array, a lot of nuke power. I don't know who's going to go in the tri-lane. It could be a Nyx, but we could also see Nyx mid. Nyx versus Batrider doesn't sound very good. And Dark Falco's last pick is a Night Stalker. So this looks like a pretty much straight-up push strat. The reason it looks like that, long lane Batrider can defend the tower. That tower going down is unlikely, and he should be able to get pretty decent EXP. Night Stalker is a great mid. The hero counters Lina, he counters Klinks in a way, Shadow Demon as well, and even Nyx Assassin pretty good against that because he can do a silence, which is going to prevent things like Spiked Carapace or other nukes to fly out. And in a 1v1 matchup, Night Stalker is actually okay against the Nyx because his mana pools, or his int isn't that high, which means that the mana burn from Nyx is going to do less burn and less damage. And he doesn't rely nearly as much on his nukes in a 1v1 situation or his mana pool to get last hits. His base damage is quite high, he's very tanky, pretty good matchup for Night Stalker, I think, and a hero that is not one-sided against Nyx Assassin. So, smart picking from Dark Falco. I love their draft right now. I think Grats.Tho is maybe a little greedy with the Klinks. I think it's a little harder to fit into lineups, and like I said, Dark Falco stack their drafts are just tons of tanky heroes. That means Klinks' snowball from the mid-game ganks are going to be less likely. So Lina's Shadow Demon does make for a good trialing though, so for all we know, we could see snowball from the early Grats.Tho draft, but I feel like an aggressive trialing from them is really chancy, because if they don't make the kills happen, the Chen, Rubik, Lone Druid are going to come through and get an EXP and gold advantage and then start getting kills. And Weaver's the last pick. It is going to be a fan of Soyeon. God, I don't know how to say that. He played the Nyx Assassin in the last game, I believe. I think that's going to be the trialing hero. Weaver, Lina, Shadow Demon. Disrupt, run Weaver through for the bonus Sakuchi damage. And then Lina stun with a little bit of right click could be a dinner. You could also be solo though. Solo Weaver versus Batrider sounds doable. I think Weaver, I don't know if he can beat a Batrider necessarily. If he gets a magic stick, I think he can actually, because every time you napalm, you're giving Weaver damage basically, because you just need 60 mana to be able to do Sakuchi. Sakuchi does good damage. I didn't even see these flags actually. Huh. These 2-1 mid. Dota is so hard. NADota.com. Pull me. GG. Huh. And they're both using this, by the way. They are definitely NA Dota players as a whole. A lot of the players here have been in the scene for a while, so maybe that is why they are all using the same flag. I have no idea what this is, and it creeps me out a little bit. No clue. Do we have a better one mid? It's a better picture. Still have no idea. Still creeped out. Do they have a creepy? Nope. Their flag is much more regular here. Congrats is what they are saying to the world. Okay, cool. So let's go over the players really quick here. For the Radiant team, this is going to be the Dark Falco stack. We have FNC playing Night Stalker. Dark Falco's playing Batrider this time. Actually, he's going mid. Are they doing... This is going to be an offlane Lone Druid, actually. Not going to be a tri-lane. This is going to be a farming Night Stalker with a Rubik support and a jungling Chen, surprisingly. So safe lane farming Night Stalker, interesting. Dark Falco's on Bat. I covered Hannah Montana on Lone Druid. FNC was playing Night Stalker, like I said. Mojo Storm Stout playing Chen. The last player is going to be Dismech playing the Rubik support. For the Dire team, it's the team... Don't tell me. Grats.Tho, I remembered. Oh god. Grats.Tho. RTZ's playing Nyx Assassin. Pandago's playing Lina. Fan of Soyeon is playing the Weaver. Soyeon. Superman playing Shadow Demon. The last player is going to be Sleesel playing the Klinks again. Grats.Tho is currently up 1 game. Means if Dark Falco loses this game, they are out. They take 3rd place, $500, go home, lick their wounds, but still money. Lick their wounds with money, rub their wounds with money. I don't know what to do. $100 a piece is not bad for playing Dota. So see what they do here. That was, I don't know what he's looking for. Looking for death, perhaps. Radiant team doesn't have a very good level 1 team, so maybe that's why they're being pretty aggressive in the jungle. But they essentially only have 2 disables. That's pretty much it. 2 disables and napalm. That really is not a lineup where you want to fight at level 1. So Hannah's getting ready to pull the camps. Very good positioning on the bear here. Stout shield is pretty common when you do this trick. And this is going to hurt Klinks quite a bit because at the very least it'll be closer to Lone Druid's tower. And that way, in case there is a tri-lane here, Lone Druid is going to be a little safer. So he is now showing, and Creep Wave will pull past. If Klinks was planning ahead, he would be over in this location to pull the Creep Wave to meet it. But I don't think he was really expecting this. Instead, he's going to try to last it under tower, which shouldn't be too hard with Searing Arrows. So we'll see how that goes for them. Safe lane, Night Stalker, Rubik dual lane versus this really scary tri-lane, actually. Weaver using Sakuchi here, and a little bit of right-click with the double damage. So much damage being done to that Night Stalker. So Weaver's going to have it pretty good against Night Stalker. The slow won't apply. Well, it applies, but if you use Sakuchi, you go max movement speed. The fear could be scary, but only lasts for 3 seconds day duration. I would like to see him pick this up early, though. Maybe at level 2, just because it's against Weaver, it's actually a very usable skill. You definitely want to be able to stop him from casting. Chen's already jungling, but him being contested by supports is unlikely. As long as he's playing pretty good attention to those supports, it's unlikely that he will get initiated on. Mid lane Batrider's already out of mana. Oh my gosh, that is so frustrating for Nyx Assassin. I mean, there's a lot of int gain on Batrider. He's an int. It's not insanely huge int gain or anything, but the mana burn has obviously weighed its course here. Stacks are continuing up for RTZ. He's essentially just giving him free mana at this point, though he does have to be a little concerned about a dive, but him actually getting enough mana for Firefly is simply just not going to happen, as he is about to run out here. So last hit so far, looks like Weaver has got it pretty good. FNC getting some last hits at least. Second for him. Bear's already harassing the Clinks. Though Clinks is at some point going to get an advantage. There's already a lot of Orb of Venom harassed from Hannah Montana, which is very wise to do because it's a lot of damage for only 350 gold. One catch. Oh, great. Double Centaur Stone. What is going on in the jungle here? Shadow Demon gets lifted in the air. Here comes the stun. One disruption is going to buy him a second. One stun on Dismech. Dismech might die, but who's going to get the first blood? They do get the Shadow Demon initially. Good start off here. Chase on the lean and now stun in 8. Will they get the kill? Here's the stun. Going to grab him, but FNC's got a nuke in 2 seconds. And I think he's going to be able to grab this kill. Will he? Disruption. Oh, man. He's not going to get close enough. Will not grab it. So FNC running for his life. Chen might also feed, so this could be a 2-to-1. The lift is going to buy him just a second. There's a nuke, throws him away. And actually, Weaver is going to be held back. 5-second cooldown on that, and they do save the Chen. Just barely. Downside for him is only 1 set of Tango, so he won't be healed for quite a while here. Oh, he does go invis. Might be able to grab FNC. Will he do it? His HP is full, and there's the harass. Here comes some more Sakuchi. I don't think he'll grab it, though. There's the sentry. Puts him low. No mana left over. Weaver's HP is getting awfully low. 1-to-1 there. Some really, really great plays by all of these players here. Great telekinesis lifts to save. Dark Falco again. 0 mana. Bottle's even empty already. And RTZ up to 11 last hits now. So Barrett actually taking the last hit advantage. Center is going to go try to deny the rune. And Shadow Demon swinging back to the lane with help of Lina. So can they get kills is the question. Rubik is the hero to initiate on. They're going to have to disrupt him. But the creep wave is pushing at the moment. So it becomes very difficult to initiate on this for now. At least. FNC actually just sitting back and eating Tango slowly in the meantime. The Rubik has been getting solo EXP, and that's kind of what you have to do. If your carry isn't there, just go sit in the lane, sap the EXP, and that's by far the best thing you can do. Good damage from Arteezy once again. Dark Falco down to 300 HP, and his bottle is back, so he's going to be able to spam some more nukes on him. Hannah Montana on the safe lane, 15 last hits, 16 on Clinks actually, so they're breaking pretty darn even here. Oh, gets the root, does some good damage to Sleece. Look at this. Oh my, oh man, he almost died, 43 HP. That was impressive damage here. Creeps plus the entangle. Keep in mind this does physical damage, and Sleecel actually has to leave the lane. He literally is done with this lane. He has no more regen left over. I don't know how much he brought. He was pooled at least 1 Tango, I'm guessing, but it's gone now. He lost about 450, 500 HP from that one route. He literally spent all this money on Sage's Mask, and he has to go home. Or bring himself to salves. I mean, whatever. Same thing, right? But regardless, he has lost a couple last hits from this. That's 200 gold, and that's going to cost him quite a bit. If he was level 6, it wouldn't be a big deal, because you can actually get healed up from that. Oh my god, first hit Rudy's got to be so mad right now. He's going to be getting low. Once again, down to 130 HP. He's going to cost him a second salve, and then he's back up to full HP. Still 2 levels away from level 6. And I'm not trolling, guys. Everybody is mad when you get first hit entangled. Everyone. There's no human being that would not be mad about a first hit entangle when you're already a little behind. Can he get killed though? Lone Druid picks up his... Oh my god! Another first hit entangle! What is this game? Sleecel has a right to sue Hannah Montana. At least he's going to feel good about maybe killing him here. Here comes the stun. Some damage being done. The right click, but can they kill him? He's still really tanky. If the bear can get an entangle, will he do it? Where's that entangle? Where's that lucky entangle? Puts him low. Needs one more. Sleecel running for his life. Can he get him? He will! Oh my god! Sleecel, poor Sleecel. Oh my god, the poor guy. Lina gets the kill in response, but wow. That is the most unlucky thing I've ever seen. Let's do some math, guys. 20% chance. We're going to pretend that the pseudo-random distribution doesn't exist. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. But let's just theory craft a little bit. 20% first hit 3 times in a row. Was that 3 times? I think that was 3 times in a row. That is literally a 5... It's like a 1% chance of that happening. And it happened. It happened. It's crazy. If we take selective from one instance of 3, of course. But regardless, really good roots. Sick roots. Sick roots from Hannah Montana. His bear is dead for 25 seconds. He got a kill, and he got a tower. This is like best case scenario for a long lane lone druid. His last hits are actually above the Clinks's as well. So this is going great. Going very, very well for Hannah Montana. A little silence here on the Weaver. He's just going to play it really safe. Wow, he did go Midas. Wow. A very greedy play, but super fast here. 6 minutes, 32 last hits, and 1 kill. Fast Hannah Midas. I haven't seen a Midas on Weaver in a very, very long time. Usually you have to get up that HP regen item pretty fast, but considering the fact that he got good last hits and he got a kill, this is a really fast Midas, and the Midas plus the Basilius is going to work out. Not to mention this The Night Stalker is a melee hero, so him harassing is a little bit less likely. He doesn't want to spend too much mana on the Weaver because then he's going to be out. And there it is. Great time lapse there. That's going to cost Night Stalker a very crucial 100 mana. He's not going to have enough for 2 nukes if he does decide to go on him again. And completely worth it for Weaver to use that. 60-second cooldown. Look at that. Night Stalker says, I have to go back to base. I only have enough mana for 1 nuke, actually. Ooh, almost an initiation here on RTZ. Will he ulti this? Here comes the lift. Lift is going to go on. There's the ulti from Dark Falco, pulling it back. But he actually just now gets Firefly. Great stun from the lean as well. It's going to buy RTZ some time. It's going to turn finally, and almost a stun, but a disruption will buy him a second. And this actually could cost him. Throws the stun. 4 seconds. Mana drain. Lina gets the kill first. Barrett on Nyx Assassin afterwards. So big advantage, or slight advantage there for the Dire team. The Nyx Assassin is going to get EXP from that, picking up 7 3/4. Barrett a full level behind that. So kind of funny how it all happened to coagulate at the mid lane at the same time. Night Stalker only level 5. This is one of the downsides towards putting him in a duel or tri lane, is that he doesn't have as much of a level dominance. But regardless, Void is still a very useful ability at level 3. Boots, Stout Shield. He's got the Tranquil Boots on his primary hero. He's got 500 gold as well. This is not a safe place to farm, so makes a lot of sense for Hannah just to be jungling at this point. He definitely can do it with his bear anyways, with the Stout Shield in. Here's the creep spawn, and they will spawn up. Wow, he actually blocked that? Blocked that, apparently. Next Assassin kills Night Stalker, actually. So a little bit of gank there. That was with help from the Weaver, I assume. Some right clicks on Dark Falco, but everybody's running through the fire. A lot of run through the fire. Arteezy gets low. He gets the kill. Is it going to end up dying to it? Test of Faith. Oh, he's completely out of mana. Can't use it. 2 HP. And by 2, I mean 50. By 2 HP, I meant 2 stacks. And back in the jungle for him. Still no the Swarm, by the way. I actually kind of like going the skill build myself, but I do see some heroes end up going for 1 level of the Swarm. Dismech's looking for the hero. Can he? Oh, he's actually not level 6 yet, so I don't think he's going to get the kill. He'll run by the tower here and back out for victory. 1 wand, 1 to Hannah Midas. The Weaver scores another 2 assists. So FNC starting off the ulti. It'll increase the nighttime. The bear is chasing. Sleesel knows what that bear is capable of. First hit entangles 3 times in a row. He's got to get out of there. Nyx Assassin level 8, bottle, double gauntlet, looks like an urn on the way. Very good ganking tool, can increase your damage output by a bit. And Night Stalker actually going the same, Urn of Shadows, and a magic stick actually. Doesn't have a bottle because he was not mid, but the build is okay, and Nyx actually going to go in. Lina's ready for this one, here's the initiation. 1 stun, great hit as well, FNC in some trouble, Soul Catcher as well, and a nice ulti from Barrett to try to keep him alive, but he's getting low. Mana drain, and yeah, Weaver's going to be able to pick this off. A lot of damage being done to Dark Falco, there's the roar, and Lone Druid is actually chasing for this, but they're getting low. He does get killed actually. The time lapse as well, and he goes down. More right clicks from the Weaver. He's got to be careful though. Soul Catcher on Hannah Montana, not quite taking enough damage, but Sleesel shows up as well. Great stun, and Hannah's in trouble now. Level 1 Soul Catcher really showing the damage output. He does go down. All 5 of the Dire team there ready to fight. All of the Radiant team was also there, I believe. Did anybody die early? Where did this? Rubik died there. Chen died in the jungle. Must have gotten picked off. I think he got picked off by the Clinks solo, because I do remember that Clinks coming from this way. So not a good team fight for the Radiant team. 10 to 5 at the moment. Let's look at the numbers. Oh wow, that guy is way dead. Like really dead. I think he was warding, shopping maybe, possibly shopping, but ran high ground, ends up dying. Very easy. Nuke, and lost Shadow Poison, so that'll cost him. What happens if you Napalm and Shadow Poison the same creeps? What does it look like? Do it. Alright, it's going to happen at some point this game, right? Surely in the next 20 seconds or so. We're watching for it. Invis rune on Nyx Assassin. He's going to pop it. He's going to break Invis with a stun and then be able to use further invisibility. There's 1 stack. Napalm it. Napalm it. Missed it. First stun. Lands on 3's. Great stun. Lina's in trouble though. She might end up going to Dismech. Still alive. He's going to steal something, and it's going to be Spiked Carapace. Great disruption on Lina. Buys her a second. Looking for the stun. Stun's going to miss though. And still chasing. Arteezy does finally pop his ulti. Going after FNC. There's a nice sound. He's going for it. Gets the Rubik. Very, very low, but can Dark Falco get it? Puts the ulti on Arteezy. Is going to die to burning, but a great nuke as well to finish things off there. And what does the Weaver do? He continues chasing. Great sentry. Oh man, this Hannah Midas. He is totally ready to take that troll in 3 seconds. And he's going for it. He says, whatever, Chen, get out of here. What a counter to Chen. Man, they have a Clinks and they have a Midas on Weaver, which is part of the reason they did pick up the item. Just use it on the Chen creeps. And think of a team fight. If Chen comes to the battle with 3 creeps, they use a Midas, they use a Clinks, and bam, all of a sudden he's down to 1 creep, and the hero's effectiveness is much, much lower. So that's going to be really tough for him to deal with this game. It's very, very rough when your opponent has a Midas and you're playing a jungling hero like that. Yeah, it looks like he's actually going for treads. I'm a fan of this build. It's like a very... He doesn't have a lot of HP regen, which is the lacking of the build right now. He's got the mana regen, he's got the burst heal, he's got the utility. But most importantly, he's got HP and he's got good attack speed. If he does get treads, you can deal quite a bit of damage with Weaver. And he actually has also grab stats. I've tried this build out before. I think it might be lacking slightly in teamfight, but in a laning 1v1 situation versus a solo hero, it is fantastic because it does give you so much Geminate attack. 2.5 second cooldown, gives you a lot of HP, and here he is sitting on 900 HP with probably insane GPM. His net worth is 5,800, GPM 450. Really, really great start for this Weaver, so they cannot complain, that is for sure. Keep in mind, once again, if Dark Falco stack loses here, they are out. Third place it is, so, and they are behind at the moment. EXP Graph is 5k behind. Gold Graph is not as much, only about 1k, and Arteezy wants to snag a kill. Is a nighttime Night Stalker's about to be day though, and here they go. There's the first hit. Here comes the stun. Weaver's doing as much damage as possible with the right clicks, and there it is, daytime. Nice and slow for him. Will he pop ulti? It's not worth it. He was going to go down no matter what. Nyx Assassin does take it. What will he steal? Mana burn on him. Big ulti on Weaver. Can they get him a kill? Oh, they do actually grab him. Great burst damage here, and going to fall up on the Nyx Assassin instead. I think they can grab this. Pretty long duration stun going on here. A little clarity potion, and here comes the nuke. Gonna grab the kill on Arteezy. Pretty sick kill there. I thought maybe they weren't gonna be able to grab the Weaver, but they threw the burst damage down. That was a Fade Bolt as well as a Flame Break. Not that Flame Break did very much. Possible Test of Faith, maybe? Who knows? Still, it's off cooldown, so I don't think it was that. Just a lot of burst damage. Pick off that double kill in defense of their Night Stalker at least, so they got the 2 kills out of it. Arguably worth it, though the first nighttime for Night Stalker, wow, he's having a rough game. 4 deaths on him actually. So despite being in that dual lane, things have not turned out well for him. Mid-Night Stalker is much more popular in the Chinese scene than the dual lane side lane, and that may be the reason why. Anybody tri-laning against it is just simply going to do pretty well. And Ultimate actually dropped the Basilius just temporarily. Here comes the TP, and it's going to be from the Assassin. Throws the stun, grabs the Rubik, going to go invis, puts the damage in. Great heal from Chen to keep him alive, but he still does go down due to the Soul Catcher. Dark Falco as well being chased. 3 seconds away from a stun. There's a great silence on Arteezy, and Arteezy is now the one in a lot of trouble. Look at that burst damage. Way overextends there. Dark Falco taking damage from Weaver, and the time lapse out is going to keep him alive. More right click coming. That is an Orchid. FNC is way dead as Clink shows up, finally done farming his core item and contributing to the team fight. Now, Night Stalker did get 1 kill in that fight, but now has 5th death, just an earn, and a boots this game. And it's looking really, really good for Grats.Tho. Team is solid. Now, the Basilius is going to be back on the way. It's actually going to be an Aquila. I left it behind to finish the Aquila. Cool stuff. So a little bit more early game potential. I don't think anybody else has a Basey. Sometimes do see a Basey in Aquila on the Clinks, but not going to see it this game. Treads are finished for him now. I actually think Aquila is a valid item on Weaver, though. And the main reason for that, whereas a typical hero does benefit from the damage, Weaver really benefits from the damage. The Ring of Aquila supplies you for 15 damage. The Wraith Band is 9, Aquila, or the Basilius is 6. Put that together, you have a 15 damage item. And the reason it's so fantastic is because of Geminate. So essentially, every time a Geminate procs, you get 30 damage from this 1,000 gold item. Really, really pays off. Very, very cheap plus damage agility items with a little bit of stats all over the place. Just love the item on Weaver. I think it's absolutely great. A little bit of smoke ink going on. They're going to be able to try to grab him. Dust is going on. Where's the ulti? There it is. They do grab him. Stealing the Centaur as well. That's going to be a dead hero. Wow. And that's the silence finally paying off. That was only a 3-second silence, actually, so there's a chance that he could have gotten out of that, but very unlikely. He actually did have time lapse, so he could have survived, maybe if the silence ended, but great little gank there. That's going to slow down the Weaver. He was well on his way for the Lincoln Sphere since he did have the ultimate orb finish. I assume it'll be a Lincoln's, especially against some of the very, very few single target nukes out of the raiding team. Would be smart. Silence on Dark Falco. He could go down. He's one more hit. What gets him down to 260? Bottle popped in 900 or 90 HP left over, so good escape from him. Good reaction time. He does blink away as the mid tower will be pressured slightly by the Clinks, so the rest of the raiding team is staying together. Hannah Montana, 2 kills, 3 deaths. Just the 2 basic boots, Tranquils as well as Phase, and they will try to take the tower. So the tower will drop Klinks is going to try to trade for this one, and we do have a respawn on Weaver finally. TP into the 2-2. He wants to try to hold this. It might be dangerous, actually. Gets lifted up. This, silence a man. Does he feed his life? Test of faith. Buys him a second. Time lapse it. Full HP. Barely survives. That was really dangerous, but he didn't go down, and now he wants to kill on Chen. Can he get the solo kill? They burned a lot of cooldowns to put him here. He can solo ulti if needed, and it looks like he's actually going to play aggressive again. It's another silence hit, but only 3 seconds. As soon as he hits ground, he's going to be okay. Oh, he gets entangled. This could be his death. Yes, they do grab him. Really unlucky, but a little too aggressive from the Weaver. Klinks wants to kill, and there's a nice heal to keep him alive. Klinks changing targets. Will he grab FNC? He does, goes invis. Running for his life now, and no detection. Man. Grats.Tho is playing so aggressive. Really greedy in some ways. Weaver wanted to snag kills. Where did Batrider die? I assume, yeah, top lane. Batrider ends up dying top lane to a Nyx Assassin and a Shadow Demon gank. Gem on him. And a Vitality booster on Nyx Assassin, actually. So big HP boost for Nyx. And I think this is very smart, because we've seen him in some of the other team fights where he does get his initiations off properly. And the Urn is also great for HP, but gets into the fights, and then about middle of the fight, he does no escape. And most players handle this by getting a Force Staff, but he's opting for a Vitality booster instead. And since his levels are actually quite high this game, I mean, that really puts his HP extremely high above some of these supports. Look at this. 700 HP Rubik. Chen is at 872. And we have this mid-hero Nyx Assassin melee with Spiked Carapace with 1400 HP. It is just so much. And he's looking for kills right now. Oh, did he spot Chen? He didn't spot Chen. I think he wants Batrider instead. There's the stun. Breaks invis. Doesn't even care about it. And he grabs it. We'll be in trouble. There's the Penitence net as well. Klinks is changing targets. Mech first. No heal. Follow-up. Running for his life. That's a nice buyback from Batrider. He wants to fight this one. They will be able to grab the Klinks as a result. Flame Break is not going to catch them closer. But Nighttime on Night Stalker, he may be able to. Great stun, buys him a second, but there's the telekinesis. And that's pretty much the end of his life. And an Impale stolen from Rubik. Great disruption, buys him a second, but that is literally going to be it. Reflects stuns on pretty much everybody. Great stun again. But I just don't see it happening. 4 seconds. Oh my god, he could do it. 3, 2, 1. Oh man, the flame break. Okay, he dies anyways. Almost survived. They did have a dust. He would have died. He was dead. But almost forced the dust. That would have been cool, right? Would have been sweet. KDs are not looking that good for a whole lot of nobodies. 5 kills on the Shadow Demon. 5 kills on the Klinks as well. So mid pressure coming. 15 to 21. Is this a comeback? This is looking kind of like a comeback at the moment. There's the roar going on mid. No items up on the Lone Druid, and they are like pretty much all in pushing. They know this is going to get bad late game. Weaver as well as Klinks are going to be scary. Weaver on the bot lane. He is Yasha actually, not going to be a Manta, or not going to be a Lincoln Sphere actually. The reason Manta also works though is because if he ever gets silenced, you can just press Manta and split out of it. So also works in a similar fashion. Counters the one spell that really shuts him down, which is the silence. So, and ups more damage from Manta Cell, more pushing power, more attack speed. The movement speed isn't as needed because they're usually maxed out on Sakuchi anyways, but it works. Klinks in trouble. Great blink dust from Dark Falco. Hasn't used Firefly, don't need to, and that's another easy kill. That's the power of Batrider. That's why that hero is first banned material. Once he gets the Blink Dagger, your heroes are not safe. They are just not safe. So, Dark Falco stack takes the top tower. Weaver's still trying to counter push. Just hitting nighttime. The time for FNC, just a gem, treads, earn, but honestly, this isn't really that much more than Night Stalker needs. He would love to have a BKB, but it's not required, I must say. Little stun top, and Dark Falco staff pushing on the top tower. There's the roar as well. They're going for it. It is going to be a Maelstrom. Bear wants all the damage he can get. Nyx Assassin, they go in. There's the nukes. Bear taking some damage. And RTZ is going to go down, actually. Does he have buyback? He does. All right, buys back. It's going to help him out here. Weaver, oh, is he going to die? He's going to die right now, and that was a huge mistake from Weaver. Goes in on the enemy team when the rest of his team is not ready. In fact, Klinks was still dead. Why not wait 10 seconds? Lose the tower, then team fight, and he is down. No gold on him. He spent all of his money and just died. Didn't have his item finished. There's a Klinks doing some good damage to Chen at least. He's going to go down first. Dismech in trouble. Does a lift. Has used the Impale. Will they chase, though? Sick blocking from the Wild Chief. Oh, that was very smart. Very good play from the Chen. Not done yet, though. Great stun from Dismech. He figures they were there. Didn't know for sure. Spending his money, I guess. He's got 1,600. He should spend his money. He doesn't have a TP scroll. Getting blocked by... Oh, is he going to make it? He buys the TP. Will he accidentally juke? No, they saw the Lina with the catapult. He knows where they're at, and he is going to survive. Sick escape from Rubik, 100 HP. Now spending his money. I'll buy a wand, and I'll buy awards, and he was at 1600, maybe saving it for a blink previously, but... And there it is, Ogre Club, Night Stalker, aiming for BKB next, if possible. And the net worth is still higher for the Dire team, but I feel like they should be much more ahead than this. Weaver feeding himself twice, actually, despite having a great start. And feeding, I think, is the correct term. Like, Weaver is a very... I don't know what that means. Weaver is a very... Weaver's a very evasive hero, but despite having an advantage, he definitely died twice where he shouldn't have. Once top lane, and that other time tier 2 where he teleported right on top of them. That was very ballsy, and didn't actually produce anything either. And that's the thing you have to be very aware of when you actually do try to make plays like that. You can say, well, I probably won't die, and that's not a good enough excuse to do it. He did get close to killing the Chen, so I'll give him that, but... your chances for failure are oftentimes much higher than your chances to have a small advantage, and that's just a trade that you can't make sometimes, and it has put him behind where he probably should be. I think he could have gotten this Manta style at least 2 minutes earlier. Not that he hasn't played fantastic other than that. Very small nitpicks, but the Dire team, I think, should be a little bit farther ahead than they were. So let's look at any other new items. HP stack on Lina makes a lot of sense. Try to survive the burst. Shadow Demon, not a whole lot of HP, but he does have a cloak at least, and picks up an arcane boot so he can spam Shadow Poison a little bit more. FNC going for a BKB. Force Staff on Batrider so you can blink Force. Snag whoever gets caught. Minor items on all of these heroes as well. Great Ghost Scepter on Jen is going to help him out against the Clinks. If Clinks ends up going on him solo, he can just pop the Ghost Scepter and be completely fine. And Hannah Montana picked up the Maelstrom, now going for a Vlad's. Now, we don't see Vlad's super often on the Lone Druid, but I think in this case it's going to be very useful. The main reason for this being that armor is going to keep your team very survivable against heroes like Weaver as well as the Clinks. So the 5 armor on all of his weak support heroes like Rubik, 4 plus 5 is so much higher. 9 armor is so much better than 4, and that's going to be the case for all of the heroes they're working with. Just the extra armor will help. Lifesteal, an extra bonus as well. They're catching somebody, and it is going to be Shadow Demon, actually. Shadow Demon on the wrong side. There's the Flame Break, and a very easy kill. The Dire team will now back off from this mistake. Handamitis is up. He's going to teleport to the bot lane and continue his farm. We'll see what he goes for next for items. I dare say he needs something like a Daedalus. Daedalus is actually not bad with Manta style because it does allow your illusions to crit, so those 2 items do stack together. Arguably the best item he could get is a Battle Fury, though. Wow. Not a Battle Fury. Butterfly, that other item that starts with the B. Butterfly, I think, would be either Butterfly or Crit. Crit would give him better damage. Butterfly would give him a mix of damage and survivability, which arguably he needs, though the Lone Druid could counter quite easily by just getting MKB, which may be his next choice if he doesn't grab an AC. So, I don't know. We'll see. Butterfly would work. Wouldn't do nearly as much damage, especially because Manta is also pretty low. The gem is up, actually. They're going on. Manta style is used, and there's the time lapse. He's in trouble. Gets lifted, stealing 1 ability, and that is going to be a dead hero. Wow. Once again, the carry Weaver gets killed. I mean, the Dire team is trying to make it late game. They want to make it late game because they know the Clinks and the Weaver can outcarry it, but, I mean, there's such good ganking heroes on the raiding team. They're just doing this roaming, and they're getting control of the game once again. And they do not want to lose. Dark Falco's stack is in it for the 2nd place. Or the 1st place. They could still... Any of these teams could still win it. Ogre Club Mithril Hammer. He's almost got the BKB. And keep in mind, they pushed when all they had was Treads, Wand, Urn. That was it. They went for it. They had the right heroes for the job. They pushed high ground. And slight mistakes from Grats.Tho allowed them to open up the possibilities. So, Cecil is still trying to push mid a bit. Takes another creep. He should be able to at least do a lot of damage to this tier 2 tower, but he's going to have to fight before then. Bear goes up high ground. It is a Hyperstone, so it will be an AC. A lot of damage output from the Spirit Bear. And RTZ throws some Mana Drain. I believe that was on Night Stalker here. A couple more Shadow Poisons, trying to counter push this as much as possible. 4 stacks on these neutral creeps. Will he break it soon? There's the first stun. Only going to catch creeps. And RTZ running for his life. Can he get out? Reflecting some damage. 1 stun. Great damage up on Chen. He does go down, but there we see a Flaming Lasso. Clink's in trouble, taking the right click as well. But in just a second, he is going to be able to break Invis. And he's going to buy back immediately. He fought to the death on purpose. Arteezy's also very low and gets nuked down. Man, the napalm is doing so much. Hannah's getting low, though. One ulti on the Weaver. Will he time-lapse? He will in just a second. Back up to 80% HP. Dismech still taking some bug damage, and Weaver is after that one. Gets the kill, and actually a pretty solid defense from the Dire team. No racks of damage at all. They lose the tower, but they are going to turtle this one out. Lone Druid buys back. They say, well, we can't let this game delay. We have mid-game items. About the Vlads. About the Maelstrom. FNC finishes his BKB. 10 charge there, and Dire team is going to take Aegis. And maybe that is why they bought back. They do not want to give him the free Aegis. 2100 gold on Nyx Assassin. He's going to stun that bear, holding it down, and Clink steals it. That's a huge hero to pick this up on. Keep in mind, he did buy back, so taking Roshan off of that advantage is definitely worth it. But he is the hero to get focused, honestly. Major damage output out of the Dire team at the moment. Weaver's doing okay, but largely he's at a utility position. He wants to stay alive as long as possible, take up some damage, reflect it with time-lapse, and then come back doing damage out of Sakuchi, as well as just a lot of Geminate attacks. His right-click damage is okay, it's not fantastic. It's really coming from Clinkz right now. Clinkz hitting for, look, it's 300 damage per hit off of the death pack. He's getting caught again in the jungle. The gem is once again being useful. Silence as well, and Sleesel's in trouble. He's really fast, but he's going to right-click. Here comes the Aegis. He's got 7 seconds until Skeleton Walk, and they're going to try to hold him, but can they? This might turn badly. Arteezy reflects some things. He's trying to fight, going for the kill, but they're going to keep Rubik alive despite this, so an FNC with a BKB really wants to get Arteezy. Great disruption, buys him a second, but one other hero gets caught. It's actually the Weaver running for his life here. And they will kill the next assassin, and that is 2 dead heroes. Any buybacks? No buybacks, but 2 dead heroes. There are no creeps up is the only downside, so they're going to have to push mid and opt for that Rax if possible, despite doing either top or mid with their undefended buildings. But they will go mid. Daytime. FNC is slow, uses his ulti. They're trying to end this now. They've got 30 seconds left. They need to take Raxes now if possible. Spirit Bear's low, but he will have a resummon in 13 seconds. And the melee Rax will fall. Chen has quite a few creeps, just one Dark Troll. Still very good though. 4 poison stacks on these heroes. The mid-rax is finished. Break that damage. He is going to, actually. Hannah Montana up to 7, 8 poison stacks. Tower again, another one goes on. FNC takes the nuke damage, running for his life. Bugs as well. He's going to end up surviving. What did she steal? He did get Light Strike right, nice. 450 damage nuke. Very powerful. Oh, Shadow Demon with a blink there. What is going on? One ulti. Oh, it's on the guy that gets sent back. Night Stalker is going to completely survive there. Perfect timing. A little unfortunate for the Shadow Demon to choose that hero, but Dismech, oh my god, the damage output. With this minus armor, he's getting low so fast. Clinkz takes the last hit and takes him down. One little crit. 500 gold away from Daedalus, but look how far behind they are now. Melee Barracks is missing. Mid-Rax is completely gone, and the bot Rax is undefended, so they have got to be so careful. Grats.Tho, despite winning the first game of the set, is sitting pretty far behind. The Radiant team's pushing lineup is just a little too sound, I think. Having the Clinkz and the Weaver together, I mean, Weaver just doesn't contribute enough at this point, I think. He's got the right click, but he doesn't have any team fight other than the Swarm. And things like the Vlads is definitely going to counteract that, big time. The Chen creep's also very helpful, actually. Having the extra creeps just to stand still and right-click during the team fight means that killing those bugs a little faster is effective. You don't have to worry about positioning yet as a result.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
I think the Midas is the fine choice, but I think the Mantis style is honestly not the right item choice. Either a Radiance or maybe an MKB might have been better, perhaps. It's a very, very weak damage item. It literally only does 26 extra damage. And like we said before with the Ring of Aquila, damage items are really beneficial and really help out Geminate. Now it does, of course, stop the fear, but maybe a Lincoln Sphere would have been the better choice. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Maybe he would be shut down if he didn't get the Manta style. I mean, either way, he's still getting ganked. I guess the Manta's really not doing that much once they got the gem. Who knows? Hard to say. But they're smoked in the jungle and they're trying to get some solo kills. They don't have a whole lot of time and they know it. Invis Clinkz is coming. He's got Daedalus switching from a bow to a crossbow. And very wisely, the Radiant team knows they're so far ahead, the Dire team is going to do something desperate. And especially this right here. Rax is taking damage. They are obviously smoke caking. It is very apparent. So all the Radiant team is sitting close together. They want to cover each other. Lone Druid is 80 gold away from the AC, so he's going to be a little greedy and farm that. And Chen especially is also going to pick up some new creeps. So Drum of Endurance now on him is going to allow his creeps to run moderately faster, and the Dire team is going to do last-ditch effort. Ulti is used, Clinks grabs a creep, and they've got to do their best to just end the game right now. Towers are hitting the creeps. Radiant team knows that they're waiting for the advantage, or the initiation, sorry. And there's Weaver, and there is Shadow Demon. Nyx is thinking about it. Ooh, almost able to grab the Chen. One stun's going to start things off. They throw the nuke. Going to steal one ability. It's actually Impale. Great steal. And actually pulling Lena all the way. But Lena dies. Oh, Great Disruption going to buy her just a second. But will she be able to cast a spell? She doesn't. The Napalm was a little too much. Arteezy south. And Sleezel gets picked off. That's Clinks going down. Good game is called from the Lena. They knew as soon as they lost their carry, they are way far behind. Arteezy is well falling. And even the Weaver going to get picked off. That is going to end things for Grats.Tho. And that's going to even things up 1-1. Dark Falco's stack going 1-1 with Grats.Tho. That means we have a third and final game to determine who goes to the winner's bracket to play against Dignitas. Will Grats.Tho go back up and have a second shot at being Dignitas, or is Grats.Tho gonna put Dark Falco's stack in third place and go try their hand at Dignitas? We'll see in just a second, guys. As soon as this game rounds out. Once again, my name is Purge. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook or Twitter if you guys want to see whenever I'm streaming, and the like, see what I'm up to. It's at Purge Gamers. Of course, you can go to my website as well, purgegamers.com. And thank you for everyone tuning in. Feels so late to me, 8 p.m. on a Tuesday night, casting the Gamecom.Plantronics Dota 2 tournament. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back with Game 3. We'll conclude this best of 3.